What do each of us, every person, really desire? Be happy, satisfied, fulfilled. Whatever else we want only because we believe it will help us feel happy. We feel satisfied in life when we do what pleases our soul. But to do this, we need to live from our real being and not from the idea we have created of who we are. What limits us and prevents us from a happy life are not external circumstances and situations, or game, or genes, or personality, as it could seem at first sight. It's our own mind. The human body and the mind are only tools by which the soul acquires experiences. We could imagine life as a game, movie, or dream. And what would it be if we had not submerged and pretended that it is real? Unfortunately, we have immersed ourselves so much in the events, in our character, that we've forgotten what the original point was, and that we can choose both the environment and the supposed scenario as well as our own character. The original mind itself is empty. The basis of the mind is consciousness, an original pure consciousness that doesn't contain any thoughts. It is connected to the source of everything and receives inspiration from it. The tool of the mind is attention. The thought itself cannot do much if we simply let it go and ignore it. But when we focus on it, it gets energy and starts creating. True creative potential arises by combining thought with emotion. No matter if it's positive or negative emotion, it is its power that allows the idea to attract corresponding reflection. The reality we experience works like a mirror, reflecting what we put in front of it, that is, ourselves. The mirror of reality simply reflects our thoughts and emotions. However, this happens with a certain delay. Actually, it's good, because imagine that each of your ideas would come through immediately. I think there would be a lot of chaos here, and maybe the world wouldn't exist anymore. The thoughts and emotions present in our consciousness mind only form the top of the iceberg. Below, there are our beliefs, convictions about ourselves and the world. It is something we have believed and accepted in our childhood and throughout our lives. According to these ideas and concepts, which form sort of a filter, we perceive and evaluate what is happening. We determine our internal configuration, which is reflected in reality. Depending on how you think and how you feel, this will be your life, not the other way around. Everyone will encounter some problem in his life, complication, challenge. But one believes that all this eventually leads to something good, and in fact it will. And the other will constantly complain and focus on everything bad, and will have more and more problems in his life. But it's not my intention that if there is anything in your life that you are not completely satisfied with, that you become depressed because you created it yourself. Yes, it is true, but any self-blame is not useful. On the contrary, it's counterproductive. Much better solution is, in my opinion, to simply accept responsibility for our life and destiny and realize that we have a choice. As I mentioned before, thoughts and emotions are only consequence of our internal configuration. Therefore, even the so-called affirmations, that is, positive statements that we repeat, are not very effective in the long term. We can repeat a sentence 100 times, but if we don't believe it, nothing will change much. Nothing will change much. Of course, it is not totally useless. Words, especially said out loud, have creative power. Affirmations are reminders and help us to focus our attention in desired direction. But you have to feel and live from the new belief so that it is reflected in reality. It's important to realize that the internal configuration we have, it's not really ours. We are not our thoughts or emotions, not even what we consider our personality or character. Therefore, we shouldn't assume that there is something wrong with us, that we have to change. Each one is absolutely perfect at the soul level. At the same time, we are unique, like the colors of the rainbow. Each one is different, But you cannot say the red is better than blue. Each one is beautiful and has its place. Without it, the rainbow would not be a rainbow. Therefore, we don't have to change who we are, but on the contrary, take off the skins of what we are not. Of course, the mind will resist and try to tell us many things. It wouldn't want to give up its control so easily. We can feel fear and distrust. Who would we become without our mind, without our supposed personality? It is a great step into the unknown. But if we want to visit another country, sometimes we have to take the path we've never walked before. And this new country which I speak about is not a place of emptiness and losing myself, but a place of realization and awakening to who we really are. We have believed that our joy depends on something outside. We begin to consider reflection as a reality, and we've got entangled in its networks. We are chasing things that society and our sense of lack are presenting to us. We feel that we are missing something. We don't know what is it, but we believe that we will find it outside and in some future. When I have enough money, I will finally gain security and freedom. Maybe we can get the money, but the security and the freedom will not come with it, or just for a short time. Then we begin to worry about losing it, or grab another desire and look for something else. I don't say having money or anything, house, good job, family is wrong. But none of this will give us feeling of security, freedom or love. The feeling is in us. When we look for it outside, it is always something abstract. But when we connect with who we really are, we find that everything we seek outside is within us. We begin to feel the connection with the source and the deep conviction, the certainty that everything is in perfect harmony and that everything works for the supreme good. Behind every external desire is an internal desire. I want money or relationship. Maybe there is a desire for security. First, we must develop it in ourselves. Everything arises in us. We have always access to it, regardless of what we own or don't. Do you want to feel love? The part of the happiness we are looking for is to feel loved, but we can only find it inside us. Therefore, developing love for ourselves is the most important thing we can do in our lives. The self-love is a love as God loves us. As soon as we fulfill our feelings of scarcity from within, we will gain access to the true desires of the soul and begin to fulfill them with confidence in life. We will realize our unique qualities that we can discover, expand, and share with others and with the world. If we want to know who we are, we must inevitably spend time with ourselves when we really focus inside. It is really the only way to free ourselves from the captivity of the mind, to feel the truth of life and our true being. It is the only real thing we have. We are often afraid of ourselves. We prefer to fill the day with all kinds of activities or people just to avoid having to be with ourselves. True love, peace and joy can only be found within ourselves. No one else can give us those qualities. Without love for ourselves, we will never feel true love for another person, nor can we accept it from anyone, nor feel true happiness in life. I don't say that it is easy and that it will happen immediately, but if we really make a decision, the entire universe will come together and guide us. If you don't know how to do it, don't worry. You know, just your reasoning mind doesn't know. You can ask, who am I? And listen in peace. It is necessary to create an atmosphere of inner silence. The voice of being is very subtle. Sometimes it only comes in the form of a feeling or knowledge that cannot be expressed. The mind contains knowledge. True wisdom comes from God. The present moment is all that exists. Although we remember the past or think about the future, we experience it always in the now. That is why it is said that time doesn't exist and the present moment contains everything. Life is a sequence of present moments. However, We have tendency to escape from the present, live in the mind and imagination, solve problems of the past, plan and worry about the future, let ourselves be distracted by anything. Then we wonder why life escapes us between our fingers. Of course, when we don't really experience it, even the most extraordinary everyday moment can be a profound experience if you experience it truly present. Allow yourself to fully experience every joy and pain. We often tend to run away from unpleasant feelings, but we don't run far. They will remain in the background or in the body. Paradoxically, when we fully experience them without judging them as they are, they dissolve and leave space for joy. We can create a habit to ask ourselves several times during the day, where am I? Wake up, I'm here, now. And experience this moment as fully as we can. Let's be like children from time to time. Remember the unlimited confidence in life, the excitement of playing in the rain, the wonder of the greatness of the trees, the charm of the fall colors, the mysteries of the starry sky, the magic spells, the endless possibilities, the attacks of laughter. In these moments our soul shines. Let's do what pleases her. Let's not postpone. If we want to do anything, the best time is now, because you never know if it's not the last moment of life.